Tim Legler's alongside, and man, as you and I were talking, listening here, we were going to go in a lot of different directions. And how much young talent on the floor today?
I wish I had about 15 minutes, honestly, to talk about all the talent I just watched. You're talking about 5 guys, 24 and under. Porzingis is the oldest of that group at 24 years old. And, I mean, what he has done and what he has done to his game and the strength he added in the offseason, Scott, has now changed my mind on Kristaps Porzingis as a viable number 2 player that can contend. Maybe not this year. I still think they need more on their roster. But I do think you can eventually contend for a title if you've got these 2 guys at the top of your roster.
All right, I was going to wait to get to Porzingis, but since you got to him there, I mean, it's another 30-10 game for the 2 of them, right?
Yes, and again, it's the physicality he plays with now. He in this game, he had situations where he's going one-on-one against smaller guys, getting to an 18-foot pull-up. You saw the step-back 3 that you talked about where he broad jumped backwards about 8 feet and shot a 30-footer. He posted up tonight and took a lot of contact in his kidney area, which used to drive him out to the 3-point line, and he'd become a small forward for the rest of the game. That's not this Kristaps Porzingis. And he actually looks like he's leaned up as the season's going on. At the beginning of the year, he was jacked. He's lost some of that, but the fact that he put that much time in and working on his body so he can maintain balance, he is now a viable guy every night to get you 20 to 30, which is what your number 2 needs to be if you want to be a contender. And that's why I say he's changed my mind. He's doing it every night now. Player of the month in February in the West for a very good reason.
And let's talk about the number 1. Luka, at times, especially late, he wasn't maybe laboring as much as Zion in the second of a back-to-back was, but you could see him really trying to catch his breath. And yet, even if he was fatigued, that's what he had in the tank late. Where do you go with what you're seeing from him?
Yeah, I mean, the way he processes the floor in important moments, he slows everything down when the game's on the line, and they put it in his hands and they trust him because he's going to beat you multiple ways. Like, he can get to the rim and finish himself. He's a much stronger finisher than his body type even really says. Obviously, he's got the shooting touch in the range. You saw the step-back 3. That's like his go-to signature shot when he wants to end things. But then, obviously, the way he can pick you apart with his vision. So when you put the ball in the hands of a guy that can beat you 3 different ways late in the game, he doesn't really seem to be affected by pressure. He plays at his pace. You can't speed him up. He does what he wants to do. Special, obviously. Special talent, transcendent talent. Will they get enough talent around him? I was wondering if Porzingis was going to be that guy. He's convinced me over the second half of the season he absolutely is good enough to be a guy that could be your number 2 and maybe play in the finals one day. But again, they need more help on their roster. Another really good wing scorer, and now you've got something really special on this team.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.